Now let's look at the process of creating a claim for a date of service. First and most importantly, that date of service must be on your schedule. Once it's on your schedule, you'll be able to click on top of the box, and you have some options here, and the start charting is what I'm looking for. When you write a note in Therapy Appointment, we will assure that a chart note is created for that session. This is a note format we offer, Simple Note. There's other note formats, but I'm just going to use Simple Note today. I need to make sure I'm choosing the correct CPT code for today's session. Let's set that as a 90837. And if I needed to add any of those add-on codes, again, that's rare, but maybe this was a play therapy session and that qualifies for using that 90785 complex interactive code. If I need to add a modifier code on for today, I can do that here. Again, pretty rare, but in cases where I may need to do that, it shows up here. Next, place of service. We default that to your office. But if it is a different place of service, you're able to look at this list, like if you provided services at the school, or if this was a telehealth session, maybe it was at the patient's home, you're able to default that. You're able to change that to where you saw the patient. And then your diagnosis code, if it's been previously diagnosed, will populate in here. If this were the first time I'm seeing this patient, this diagnosis code is likely blank. And in order to fill this field for the diagnosis, I can type in a keyword such as bipolar, and that's going to bring up all the bipolar diagnoses for me so that I could choose one. If I need a second diagnosis, I could put in another keyword, or maybe I know that it's in the F40 range, and I can type F40 and see all of these diagnoses here and choose the one that I'm going to be implementing here. Also, notes on the patient. The patient was blah, blah, blah. All right. I'm sure insurance would probably accept that as a note. And then I'm going to hit continue. So I have just written a note on the patient. This is allowing me to preview that note. And I'm done. And I'm going to go ahead and finalize and sign that note. Okay. When I did that, Betty's schedule item here turned from blue to green. And we can see on the legend over here that green means a claim was created for this service. So now what? Well, now let's go to our claims tracking tool. So typically at the end of the day, I have my notes written. I'm going to make sure I check in this billing and insurance field and see that we have claims ready for submission. Okay. This is my claims tracking tool. It allows me to see claims that are ready to print. If I have indicated any of the insurance companies should create printed claims instead of electronic, that I might have claims that need correcting, and claim scrub. Now, claim scrub is a field that we are previewing these claims and making sure that you have everything you need on that claim. If you missed something that was necessary for claim submission, we're going to put that claim problem here, and you'll notice that I have 4 of those. Also, we have claims that are in submitted status, claims ready to submit. This claims ready to submit area, I have 1. This is going to be duplicated up here in orange. We bring it to your attention because we want you to realize that you have claims that are ready to go out. Also, I have another orange area that is warning me I have some claims that haven't been paid, and it's been over 45 days since I sent it to the insurance company. So with claims ready to submit, I can click the Submit Claim Now button, and I know you may be hesitant to do so, but it's just going to give me a list of claims that are ready to go out. And if this claim is ready, all I have to do is hit this button that says Submit Selected Claims. Now let's talk about how to create a claim in Therapy Appointment. The typical way to create a claim is that, first of all, your patient needs to be on your schedule for the date and time that you saw them for that session. I can click on my schedule in order to bring up this summary page. Now the summary page I can get to many other places. I could get to it on my Today view for today, Also, what I'm attempting to do is get to finish my note on this patient. And I can get to that by clicking on top of their session. And over here on the right, I'm going to choose Start Charting. So I'm choosing Starting Charting and choosing my chart note format. I am choosing the CPT code that I'm going to be billing today. And let's say that we didn't do a marriage therapy session. This was from last time. But today we're going to be charging a 90837 to them. And maybe we're also going to call this a add-on code time for a psychologically complex interactive. Maybe what we did was a play therapy session today, and we want to go ahead and add in that interactive CPT code. If I want to take that away, I can just click this minus button and take it away. In some very rare instances, you may need a unique modifier code on a claim, maybe for a particular patient. It's usually pretty rare, but if you need to create a modifier code just for this claim today, you can. We have the modifier code boxes here. Modifier codes are typically 2 characters, and if you don't know if you need that, you probably don't. Okay. Place a service code. We default to being the office. Now, you may want to change that if you saw the patient at a different location, such as their home or assisted living facility or a school or telehealth session. Okay, but we'll default that to being the office. Writing my note, I've already got some of that already done, and I'm going to go ahead and finish my note today and go down here and say continue. This gives me a view of my note that I'm then going to be able to go down here and finalize and lock. So the fact that I sign my note means I will have created a claim for this session because this patient has insurance. So let's finalize and lock that. And we'll see that Bobby went from being blue on my schedule to being green. And this corresponds over here with our legend of a claim being created. So as I go through my day and write my notes, not only am I going to see this, my schedule change color, I'm going to be able to see my claim scrubbing or my claims tool on my billing and insurance page change. So I just clicked on billing and insurance on the left, and this is my claims tracking tool. Anything we want to really bring to your attention, we're going to highlight that here in orange. And so it says, I have 3 claims ready for submission right now. I have 1 claim ready to print because it's a secondary claim I'm sending out. And I have some claims that is telling me that I haven't gotten paid on in 45 days. Okay. So what I most want to make sure of is what claims are we ready to submit? And I'm going to click this blue Submit Claims button now. You might be hesitant to do that. I promise it's not going to submit the claims, but bring you up to see those claims that are ready to submit in that process. So I've got 3 claims waiting here, 1 from a couple days ago, 1 from yesterday, and 1 from today. These are going to these insurance companies. I'm the provider, and the status is these look good to us. Okay. So if I'm ready to submit these claims, I'm going to say Submit Selected Claims. But if I wanted to leave one of those claims out, I could just uncheck it and that claim would stay in this queue. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me hit Submit Selected Claims. And now we'll see we still have 1 claim waiting for submission. This claim ready for submission is duplicated on my tracking tool down here as Ready to Submit. So I have 2 places where I can look at that. Under Ready to Submit, I can see this claim. Okay. So once claims are submitted, you have the ability to see them in their submitted status. These are all claims that I have submitted to the insurance company. I can see those claims that were just submitted and where they're at in the process of getting to the insurance company. Now, I'm in a practice account, and for good reason, I'm not sending real HIPAA information here. So my claims don't ever go out to the insurance company, but it's queued for submission, which would be the equivalent of putting it in your mailbox if it were a paper claim. Once the mailman came by and picked it up, we'd see this change, and it would say accepted by processor. And as it went on this journey, it would be accepted by insurance. So in a real world situation, I would see this status move and change. Okay. So that is how you create a claim for the insurance company and how you submit the claim.